with all that being said, Skip, I got the Rams winning a very close ball game. I believe it's going to be high scoring. And I'm going to say their Pro Bowl kicker walks it off. I'm going to go 30-27, Rams in an upset.
No way. No way. Guy fucking Kreskin or what? How are you? Happy, what is it? I don't even know what it's Monday. Monday, January 24th. Can you believe we're almost done January? It's Tripping with Bondzee on YouTube and the D Blundell Network. Live from, we're still in Gravenhurst. Yes, we are. Listen, we got a great show coming up for you tonight. Make sure you catch us on the D Blundell Network. Make sure you go to Tripping with Bondzee on YouTube. Just smash it as hard as you can without breaking your computer. Hit that subscribe button and the like button. Follow me on all the social media. You know where to go. You know what to do. Thank you. We're growing. We're growing each and every day. There it all is. Hit it up. Let's have a great show. Welcome, everybody. Thanks, Positive Mike's Brewing. Such a shame Packers lost. Yeah. Fucking show's brought to you by my loudmouth sponsor, Positive Mike's Brewing, who is a massive smart mouth, and I know he's really, really upset that the Green Bay Packers lost. All jokes aside, he is not. I am. So is my guest tonight, and we'll announce him coming up in a second. Listen, go to Positive Mike's Brewing .ca. I think on Instagram, Twitter. Go hit him up on all social media. Get a Bondzee Scheme t-shirt. That thing is sexy. You can also get some wicked hoodies, peace, love, and beers. Cheers, whatever you want to say. Go get it. If you're in the Edmonton area and you're friends with Mike and you know Mike and you have his phone number, or you talk to him really nicely on Instagram and promise maybe you'll give him a 2-finger cul-de-sac tickle in the bum. He might even give you some free beers. Well, not free. You got to maybe a reach around, common courtesy. I don't know. Whatever you got to do to get Positive Mike's beers down your fucking gullet into your belly, do it. And he'll take all sexual favors. I know it. Not that I have any personal experience. He gave me mine for free without any sexual favors. But just saying, you give sexual favors, you just might get good beer. That's the way it goes. Bondzee Scheme. Amazing beer, too, by the way. It's mango habanero. Sweet, spicy, just like this delicious thing right here. Bondzee, really. I can't believe I just did that. I'm so embarrassed right now. Just called myself delicious. What a loser. All right. Show's also brought to you by my sponsors. Must be so proud of me. What else have we got? We got Shakespeare's Fine Dining, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Listen, folks, we're a week away. Actually, a week away from opening and going to the restaurants. They open back up on the 2nd. It's just how it goes. In the meantime, Shakespeare's Fine Dining. Go to www.shakespeares.ca. Order off the menu, curbside, Wednesday to Saturday, 4 to 8. Call 905-528-0689. Order some delicious surf and turf. It will definitely get you in your ladies' pants, the pantalones, in the vajayjay. 2-finger cul-de-sac. She'll have the best food. You'll give her the 2-finger cul-de-sac, and it'll be the best night you've ever had. Promise. Okay? It's a Bonzarelli guarantee. Also get her a gift card. That equals a blowy for sure. I just know it. All right. Boucher, hey, delicious, he says. How are you, buddy? It is delicious. I'm Bondzee. I'm Bonzarelli. It's fuckface. It's whatever you want to call me. I hope me mom's not watching. Tara from the TNT podcast, which I highly recommend you go check out. Follow her on social media. It's her and her friend from the United States America. They do a great podcast. They're just getting started. They're lovely, lovely ladies. They talk sex, drugs, rock and roll, drag cars, racing, all of the fun stuff. So, fellas, get in there. It's the TNT podcast. Shout out for my friend Tara, who's always a great listener, follower, and I love her. She's the best. Definitely check it out. All right. Thanks to everybody for watching. Fire Effects in the house, too. That's my boy. Kind of lived with him for like 10 days, and he's like, can't fucking wait till Bondzee gets out of here. Call me messy. Can you believe it? What's fucking messy? Oh, you got 4 chargers plugged into the wall. Boo-hoo. That's my mess. According to fucking Army Corporal, Mr. Fire for Effect boy. Army Chris. Love that guy. I love him. Fucking maniac, though. That guy could out-drink every last one of you motherfuckers. He can. True story. All right. What else? Listen, tonight's guest, my boy, my friend. I love this guy. He's young. I'm so jealous how young he is because I'm 49 this year. It's disgusting. 49. This guy's like not even 25, I don't think. I don't even know. But he doesn't look past 24. Lives the dream, though, I'll tell you that. Listen, he's on his way to university to be a lawyer. He's smarter than me and probably you and you too. So shut your mouth. He's going to join us. He's a baseball guru. He's a football guru. And he was in Lambeau Field this weekend for the Packers' shitty loss. We'll talk all about it. It was his first time there. You're going to live vicariously through his videos, his pictures, and his words out of his mouth. He's awesome. His name's Nick Reid, and I can't wait to chat to him coming up shortly. All right. Make sure, folks, you book a table at Shakespeare's. I got sidetracked. Reopening February 2nd. Book a table. I'm gonna, because I'm flying out on the 3rd or 4th. Adios. Peace out. Nicaragua, here I come. Fuck this cold weather here in Ontario. I'm sick of it. Everywhere I go. Edmonton, freezing fucking cold. Come to Ontario. A little mild for a bit, then whammo. It's been freezing cold since like almost Edmonton cold. Which is kind of Edmonton cold. It depends who you talk to, because you got the assholes that say, well, by golly gee, it's a moistury, kind of blustery cold in Ontario. You get the lake effect, eh? And then you get the Albertans going, oh, it's a dry, bitter cold here, but at least it's not that cold craziness that you get over in Ontario and out on the East Coast, eh? That's my version of Ontario and Albertan. How did I do? Anyways, I don't care. Canada's cold. I don't like it. It's not my jam. I'm out of here. Peace and love. Come visit me in Nicaragua. That's where I'll be doing the shows as of next week. Maybe not Monday or Wednesday. I don't even know yet. I haven't even booked a flight. I'm the fly by the seat of my pants guy last minute. But probably, most likely Friday is when I'll be doing a show from there. First one in Nicaragua. And then I get my place. I think I move in. I think on the 7th, whenever the 7th is, that's when I get my place. So if we end up there a couple days early, that's okay too, because I got places to stay. Gwendolyn just joined the show. Hey, she says, hey, Bondzee, how are you? Michael, my boy from Nicaragua. He's living there right now and chilling. He goes, let me know when you arrive in Nicaragua. I definitely will, my friend. Got the vid. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the boys in the private chat. Okay. Yeah, I'm so stoked to get the fuck out of here. It's too cold. It's just too cold for Bondzee. Excuse me. I need to take a breath here and have a sip of me nice warm tea that's getting colder by the second. How's the non-drinking going, Bondzee? Well, it's going pretty good. We're 24 days in January. Oh, Bonzarelli had to break the. I did. I failed. It's not a fail, and I should probably smack myself for saying that, because it's not a fail. It's just a little bump. If I have fucking drank once or twice over the weekend in the 24 days in January, that's not too bad. So don't yell at me. I'm not going to yell at myself. I was upset at first, and then it's like, fuck it. So I had a few drinks. Not a big fucking deal. Still doing well, kicking ass, and looking forward to, man, today was a busy day in the world of Bondzee's life. I read 10 scripts, which is a lot in the world of reading scripts. Plus, I had to edit 3 chapters of this brand new book I'm about to read, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that when it's all done. Cryptocurrency, folks, and I know we got into it the other day with Mr. Lindley, and it's kind of not his jam, but it's sort of mine. Anyways, I'm reading this whole entire book on it, 75,000 words. You guys will love it. I'll share it with you all, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyways, I love what I do. And listen, I hope you all had a great weekend. The football was absolutely insane, wasn't it? I mean, I cannot remember. I can't. In my entire life of watching football. And I started watching the NFL, I guess, in about grade 9. What are you, 13? Grade 9? 48 now. It's a long time. I don't think there was 4 better games in an entire weekend since I've been watching football. Come at me, tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Here to talk about it. He's my boy. I won't leave him waiting any longer, because I have to. We're going to get into all the football talk, folks. Believe me, you. But first, we're going to talk about my boy here who went to Friday. I see on his Twitter, motherfuckers at YYZ, Toronto International, Pearson International Airport, for those who don't know. On his way to Green Bay. He's going to the game Saturday night. Pow, just like that. What an experience. He'd never been. I've never been. It's my dream place to go. It's on my bucket list. I have to get there one day. He went. Without further ado, let's find out all about it. Nick Reid, how are you, buddy?
Bondzee, how you doing, my man?
Dude, it's such a pleasure to have you on Tripping with Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network, which you are a huge part of, especially in baseball season. But your love
You
of
know it.
football, my friend, whether it be college or the NFL, runs deep, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, baseball's obviously that's my bread and butter, but I mean, when it's a long off season for me, so I gotta stay entertained other ways. And between the NFL and college football, yeah, I can't get enough of it. And especially with this
Yeah,
lockout going on in baseball right now, I gotta keep myself entertained. And yeah, the NFL has been great, especially this playoff weekend. So
for sure. Well, before we get to NFL and the whole Green Bay experience and stuff, one quick question about baseball. Is the lockout going to be over before spring training starts? And where are we at with that whole nightmare?
I mean, this lockout's kind of been moving at a snail's pace for me at least because I can't get enough of baseball and the Blue Jays. But they met today, the owners and the Players Association. Supposedly they made some progress. At least they spoke for 2 hours or so, which was longer than their last meeting. Their last meeting was less than 10 minutes. It was an
Wow.
absolute gong show. So yeah, today they met. They're supposed to be meeting tomorrow, and hopefully they start picking up the pieces because yeah, I want this to be figured out and all sorted out by spring training. Spring training usually starts mid to late February when pitchers and catchers report, and it runs all the way through the end
And
of March. So
and that's not that far away, Nick, is it? Like we're
no,
knocking on the
it's
door.
not. Yeah, exactly.
So
We're
it's
we're getting
pretty
there.
scary stuff.
Yeah, my prediction is that spring training might start a little late this year, but hopefully it won't cause a delay in the season, in the regular season, starting early April opening day, and yeah, hopefully we'll still be able to get a good month of spring training ball in and have the players ready to go by April 1st.
Yeah, let's hope. My sponsor, Positive Mike's Brewery, wants to know what's your favorite college team. You were just down in Alabama, no, October,
Yep,
November, right?
that's correct. I was in November. I went to the University of Alabama. Was there for 2 3 weeks, caught a few football games, and then I
Amazing.
went to my not really my alma mater, but I studied a semester at Louisiana State University. Go Tigers! And
Attaboy.
I was there for 2 weeks. Caught the last game of their season. Last game of Coach O Ed Orgeron's final game as the coach of the Tigers, and that's my team. So when I was there in 2019, they won the national championship, undefeated year, and I've kind of been hooked ever since because that was a magical run they had.
Right. So that's so awesome. And then all of a sudden, I see you're playing, you're following the playoffs. You're a big Packers fan, as am I. It's no
Oh yeah.
secret. So break this down for me. Friday, you send out this fucking picture from YYZ. You're at the airport. Well, that's when he got to the game, but you were at YYZ and you're on your way to Green Bay. How does this happen all of a sudden out of the blue? Walk us through it.
I mean, it really was out of the blue. It was the weekend before wild card weekend. Just watching football the whole weekend with my friends, which is very typical for me. And I was just talking about how badly I wanted to go to Lambeau Field. It might be Aaron Rodgers' last year as a Packer. Who knows?
Yeah.
And yeah, we just kind of put it together really super last minute. Booked our flights, tickets, got a hotel in Green Bay Saturday night, which I mean that was crazy because those hotels been booked up for weeks because it's a
I
small town
bet.
and yeah, people were dying to get in for the game. So yeah, it really came together last minute, but I'm happy we went and yeah, it was just a great experience.
I bet. So, I mean, we all know the outcome already. It's not a huge shocker. That must have sucked. But
Yeah.
walk me through this entire experience because I'm about to literally treat you like we're 13 years old. You just fucked a girl for the first time ever, and I need to know every last detail about it. The only difference is the girl is Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and you finally went, and I have to know all about it. So you get on the plane, you get there. Your hotel's in Milwaukee, right? Is there any hotels even in Green Bay, or is it just it's a residential place, right? Where a
Yeah,
stadium
I mean,
happens to sit.
it's honestly crazy when you get there. It's a town of about 100,000, same size as Milton, Ontario, and it was surreal knowing that this is a professional football team, and here they are just stationed out of just a regular small town, and yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. That's
there's literally
right
houses
in their
around
backyard.
the entire stadium, right? Isn't it? It's the. Have you ever been to Ivor Wynne Stadium in Hamilton? It's almost the same thing, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I was there in September. It was the first game they had in almost 2 years. There was playing the Toronto Argos because
Okay.
being from Toronto, that's my de facto home team. Even though I don't follow CFL as much as I do the NFL, but it had the same vibe. Just houses were sprawled all around it, and yeah, it was just literally just a stadium in the middle of a small town. It was pretty surreal.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're on your way to the game on Saturday morning-ish, almost noon. You're on a bus and you text me and you're like, Bondzee, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Take me through the
Getting
whole
fired up.
tailgating experience. How cold was it? First and foremost, and how? Okay, well, I'll ask you that first. Was it
All
freezing?
right. Well, oh my God, it was brutal. I mean, let's be real though. It's not like we're getting like we're not getting much sun here anyway, so it wasn't too much different for us. I was kind of used to it. I mean, it's not much warmer back home, so yeah, it was freezing. I think by kickoff it was around minus 13, minus 14 Celsius with a wind chill bringing it feeling like minus 22. I think it was when I was heading to the stadium, and so yeah, no, I was prepared for sure. I had a bunch of just ski gear. I was layered up. I was yeah, I had
Everything.
big boots on. It was pretty.
We made it. We're in Green Bay, Wisconsin here, going to tonight's divisional round matchup. Green Bay Packers against the sorry San Francisco 49ers. I cannot be more pumped to be here. This is a bucket list for me, man. Like being at Lambeau for a playoff game in the middle of the winter, it doesn't get any better than this. We got the beautiful buffalo chicken pizza here. We got the Wisconsin cheese curds here, man. This is as Wisconsin as it gets. And I love it, man. This is what it's all about. This is what being a fan's all about. And I mean, look at this. We're a block from the stadium on a rooftop bar, minus 15 degrees, like just living it up, man. Our cheesehead ready for the game. I'm fired up. Let's go.
Dude, that's I got
Cheers, buddy.
goosebumps.
Oh yeah, it was that whole day. I mean, we landed in Milwaukee at around midnight, and then we took a bus about Greyhound 2.5 hours almost up north to Green Bay, and we got there around noon, and then it party had already started. Basically, we were seeing folks tailgating just out in the back of their pickup in random parking lots in Green Bay, and it was
just joined
freezing
in.
cold, like and yeah, we just got started. We got all of our layers on, basically everything
Does
that
the whole
I could put
Nick,
on.
does the whole experience and adrenaline of being there for the first time kind of negate the cold and take it away, like, or does it still kind of get you?
For sure. I mean, it got to some people for sure. I'll talk about the suffering 49ers fans in a second, but no, we were all layered up, and between that and a bit of a beer coat, a bit of adrenaline, we were ready to go.
Right.
And I was just so pumped for the game, just the whole day getting ready, walking around Green Bay, checking out Lambeau Field, going to the pro shop before the game, getting my cheese head because I had to get the cheese head. When you're in Green Bay, you have to get that, right?
It's quintessential. And, there it is, right there, my man. You look awesome. So, it looks good on you. And now, you know, Movember's over. Did you lose a bet, or what's with the stash? I gotta ask.
You could, I guess you could call it my playoff stash, because I was kind of, you know, in hockey, you got the playoff beard, and I mean, I can't really.
We're running with it.
So I got the stash going. It was in support of the Packers, but I mean, now that that's over,
I'd have to come off, but
to make, so.
Yeah,
we'll have to see. Kind of kept my face warm for the night of the game. So yeah, we'll have to see. But Saturday in Green Bay was unreal. It was super long day. I mean, we were traveling all that night before, traveled to Green Bay that morning. Yeah. But no, nothing. We were not tired whatsoever. We were ready to go. And
you're young and vibrant, cripes. Fucking adrenaline alone must have just been insane. So you do the tailgating thing. That's amazing. And then you finally walk into God's house, bud. It's Lambeau Field. Like, was it like the first time? Have you ever been to Walt Disney, bro? And you know how, like, you get there and it's magical. Have you been there?
Yeah.
You know that feeling, right? You're just like,
oh yeah.
As a kid, you're like, I've made it. I'm here. It's heaven. You know, and you're like,
as a football fan, it honestly felt like Disney. Like I've been to a bunch of games. For some reason, this one just felt different. Maybe it's because it was a primetime playoff game in the middle of January, the coldest time of the year. But something about walking into Lambeau and knowing that the Packers were there, my team, like diehard fan of them. It was surreal. I couldn't believe that we were there. Just especially just the setting. Just like we were like, where are we? Like it's not like we're in Chicago. Like we're not in Toronto. We're not in a big city. We're just in a small town, just enjoying it with a bunch of Wisconsinites and having come all that way. Like people were super appreciative of us, and yeah, they knew that we were gonna have a great experience, and it sure was. Even though the game didn't really end the
They
way we wanted
lost.
to.
Yeah. I mean, but like, just give me a visual of inside the stadium. Is it as cool as it looks? And it's really tight knit. It's one of those unique stadiums, if you will. I don't know if you saw like the box set that is Tampa Bay's field. It's like literally like it just looks so narrow. But Lambeau Field is this special place. Did it have that aura? Does it live up to the hype, bro?
For sure, it was. I mean, just the like you just feel the history there. I mean, it's Lambeau Field's been there since 1957. Think of all the playoff teams that have gone through there, all the Super Bowl teams. You had Bart Starr early in the 60s. They had played in the first Super Bowl ever, the Green
Yeah,
Bay
right.
Packers, and then you go from
Yeah.
Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers now, and just the team that they had this year. I mean, everyone was so ready to go. Like we were thinking, Packers are the 1 seed, like they were coming off a bye in the first round of the playoffs, and everyone really felt there was something special brewing. Which I mean, I don't know, it didn't really necessarily translate, but just walking into that, like it honestly felt like heaven for a football fan.
Yeah, here's you some footage. This is pregame, I assume, right? This is
A little
from the
bit of
rooftop
tailgating,
bar.
yep. So
Awesome, dude.
this was one of the coolest parts. A little bit of Run DMC action.
Nice. So was it everything? It just must have been so surreal. The tailgating inside the game. I know the game didn't go as planned. Could you feel the energy and the madness going on as the game progressed closer and closer to the final minutes of the fourth quarter?
For sure.
And what was it like when that field goal happened? Could you hear a pin drop in the entire stadium or what?
You honestly could. The roller coaster of emotions of that entire day, and just the game itself was it was nuts. I mean, you walk in and you got them announcing the players, and everyone is just so fired up. Like there's this a sea of Packers fans, a lot of Niners fans as well. They travel pretty well considering that. I mean, they're coming from the Bay Area. They were not used to that cold at all. They were
That
not
must
ready
have been pretty
whatsoever.
nasty for
But
them, eh?
it was unreal. But yeah, that was pregame there, running out, and everyone's just amped and ready to go.
Yeah, and it's fascinating to me how Garoppolo and the rest of the 49ers played so well with not having the best track record of playing in temperatures like that. Um, was there any, you always see them on TV, but I didn't happen to catch a glimpse of this one. But were there any tough guy heroes around with their shirts off, tarps off while you were there?
There was actually this one guy that I was passing through the concourse. I think it was just around halftime, and I see this one guy, which I mean he was as Midwest as it gets. He's probably about 260. Like he looked like he could have been an offensive lineman for Wisconsin, and he's wearing the green and yellow pinstriped overalls, and it's just the overalls. He's got his tarps off, and I was like
What a
astounded. I was
champ,
like,
eh?
I'm wearing 5 layers here. And like I wasn't cold, thankfully, but this guy, I was like, I could not imagine what he's going through. But I mean, you know, they're built different down there. They're used to that cold, and it was just crazy. And then you're seeing, so this is what's funny about you can tell the difference between San Francisco and Green Bay is that when we were tailgating and walking around and heading into the stadium, you're seeing all these Green Bay Packers fans, which I mean, being in Wisconsin, like it's a big hunting area, I guess, and you're seeing all these fans that are
Yeah.
wearing their big camo suits and their camo overalls or their orange camouflage, and like these guys, like they're probably sweating in what they're wearing. Like this is just another day for them. They're totally used to this. And then you're seeing Niners fans walking around, and these guys like coming from Cali, they didn't know what to expect. I guess they didn't check the weather, and you
Yeah.
got guys walking around just wearing a hoodie and jeans and sneakers and just like a ball cap, and you see all these Packers fans looking at them as
Travel
they
light.
walk by and just snickering, and we're like, these guys aren't going to make it till kickoff.
Yeah, they're
And
not.
yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but just yeah, no, you had to be layered up for this game because it was cold. But I mean, a night game in Lambeau in January. I mean, that's Like that's just unreal, right? So like,
Yeah, let's
we knew it was
check
gonna
out
be
another
cold.
video from the footage and see what this is all about, like live in the action. This is you there at Lambeau Field, freezing your ass off. Roll it.
Let's go! Yeah, baby,
That's
let's
awesome,
go!
dude. Fuck, that's my dream to be
So
there.
that video was it was the point after try from the opening touchdown the Packers scored on that first drive of the game, and at that point, like the morale couldn't be any higher in the stadium. Like everyone's already heading there with like high expectations. We're expecting the Packers are going to roll. Packers get the ball first drive, march down the field. AJ Dillon runs into the end zone for the 6, and then we're up 7-0 first drive of the game, about 5 minutes in, and everyone is just going bananas. It was such a great atmosphere. I was like, you know what? Like we are going
This
to
is what
roll
I
these
came
guys
for.
out of the building. We were so hyped, and we were just ready for a great game. And then I don't know, after that it
Just
just
didn't
it was a bit of a
transpire,
roller
did it?
coaster. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something about, I don't know if the cold played a factor. I mean, I know Rogers says he's not afraid of the cold, but I mean, it wasn't his best night. Special teams, as you know, Bondzee, it was not their night whatsoever. They
Yeah,
especially
no,
killed
especially with
them.
that blocked punt was like that just
Yeah,
hurt so
don't get me
much.
started.
Watching that ball, Nick, it just float up in the air like in slow motion, and you knew then and there we were fucked. You just knew it in
It
slow motion.
it really was in slow motion. That was in our end zone because we had Bajork as the Packers punter basically kicking out of the end zone, and he kicks it, and you just hear the smack of that ball hitting off someone's hand, and you just see the ball just spinning in the air, and we're like, what is going on right
Yeah,
now? And it lands at like the 2 Niners pick it up and run it in, and that was their only touchdown of the entire game. And
shitty,
at
eh?
that point, we went from like crescendo at the beginning when the score on the first drive. We're like, you know what, we are going to run these guys out of the building, send them back to the Bay Area, and then from then on, it was just like, well, we're not really moving the ball too well. We weren't too worried
They
because the
really
Niners weren't
didn't.
either. The Packers defense was incredible, as you know. They balled out. They were getting sacks left and right, got an interception, and yeah, it was great. It was just low scoring, and then to end the half, Mason Crosby gets his field goal blocked, and I mean that was a bummer because that would put us up another 3 points, and I mean that probably would have made a difference in the end of the game. And then
How how somber was it at the end of the game, Nick, when that field goal goes through? Did the stadium just was it minutes of silence? Was it like what I can't, like TV doesn't do it justice. Like you were there. Was it devastating? Like take me
Nothing
through that
like
for a minute.
Bills fans. Nothing like Bills fans.
Well, I know we're going to get into that shortly, but my God, it started with Green Bay losing on the final kick of the game in Lambeau Field, which I don't think there's a fucking sports betting guy out there that, unless you were a 49ers fan and crazy, that I know they've had our number in the past in the playoffs, but this one was supposed to be ours, dude. We were favored to win the
it
Super
was.
Bowl. It was in Lambeau Field. The 49ers, it was going to be freezing cold. They didn't stand a chance, according to every fucking expert and quarterback, couch surfing quarterback for that matter. But yet, here we are. The Packers lost. It must have been unreal there.
It was, and it was, as I said, it was that block punt that they returned to score. After that, you kind of felt the wind out of the
It
sails,
just sucked
and
the
it just kind
whole
of quieted
energy out of the
down, and then
stadium, didn't it?
it really did. And that's kind of when fans realized, like, oh crap, like
Fuck. Yeah.
we gotta get some scores here because like they just got one on a fluke block punt. Like who blocks punts? And I checked,
Yeah.
like, this is how bad the Packers special teams was that game. The Packers had a blocked field goal and a blocked punt, and that hasn't happened in an NFL playoff game in at least 30 years.
And
So
Aaron Rodgers didn't throw a touchdown in Lambeau Field, which just we all wanted to
no,
see. I thought we were going to see 3-4 Lambeau leaps, and we saw
me too.
none, 0.0.
I mean, yeah, people were super frustrated with how Rodgers played. I don't know what it is about Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. He kind of, I mean, he's a great quarterback in the regular season. Like he's probably going to win his back-to-back MVP award. And but something about how he was in that game, like he was only targeting Devontae Adams, which, you know what, like Adams is the best receiver in probably the entire NFL. So
Yeah.
obviously you want to get him some looks, but it seemed like he was only targeting him and wasn't looking at the other receivers. I believe that the Packers and Rodgers had 26 targets of like targets on wide receivers, and 21 of those 26 targets were to Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, the running back, who he racked up 9 catches just because when Rodgers getting pressured by the defense, he's had to dump it off and just get rid of it super quick. So yeah, I don't know. Rodgers, something about him in the playoffs, he just kind of gets tunnel vision and tries to go hero mode and just find Devontae Adams and just make these big flashy plays, but it really
didn't work
pay
out
off for them. Yeah.
Before we move on, and I want to move on because the other 3 games were fantastic in their own right, and I know you saw them all. I forget what I was going to say. Your overall experience in Lambeau, would you recommend it to anybody if it is a bucket list like it is for me? Is that where we're at? Like, it must be a place to go, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, even though that they lost, and they lost in a pretty gut wrenching fashion, especially given the high hopes we had, it was such an amazing experience. You'll have to see for yourself one time, Bondzee. But I mean, just the nostalgia of being in Green Bay at Lambeau for a playoff game, especially in the snow. You see it there at the end of the game.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to go to Lambeau Field when it's blue sky and sunny out. I want your experience, and you can never. It's a crapshoot, obviously, but listen. And what I remember what I was going to ask now is Aaron Rodgers coming back, or is that it, my friend? That's the big question.
See, it's really interesting because as someone who I love is Aaron Rodgers as a football player and what he can do on the field, you want him to come back because, I mean, who else are we getting?
Green Bay Aaron Rodgers just goes together.
He can do. Exactly, but I would love for him to come back, and I think that we're not going to know. Aaron Rodgers, as you know, he is such a polarizing figure, and he's super unpredictable. No one really knows what he's thinking, and so I don't really know what's going to happen. But I honestly think that it'd be a best case scenario for both sides, both him and the Packers, if they could reunite and just they got to redeem themselves after this because this is such a disappointing way to end the season and first in the NFC
again.
Yeah, no, I know. So I would love for him to come back. However, speaking to a bunch of Wisconsinites, a bunch of Green Bay fans, locals, it was very mixed in terms of what they wanted in terms of having Rodgers coming back. A lot of them
he hasn't brought the big ticket in so long, dude. He gets us there every year, like you said. Amazing regular season player. Aaron Rodgers does not seem to be able to pull the trigger in Green Bay. So I am predicting here tonight that's it. I think that's it. I think Green Bay will be sad to see him go. I know he'll be sad to go from Green Bay, but I think they need to both part ways. Listen, are you going to win the fucking Super Bowl next year or the next 3 years or there in Love? Love? I highly doubt it. But you're not winning it with Aaron, so I mean, maybe we start over now instead of I just don't see Aaron pulling the ticket or pulling the trigger in Green Bay. He's had so many chances with so many good players. It's not happening. And maybe he wants that elusive shot with another team. Where does he go? Maybe Pittsburgh? I don't know. What do you think? Your buddy Ethan Crystal says you already know he's going to the Steelers.
He just wants to take up that real estate in my head. I would be shocked and just gutted if he went to the Steelers because I think that what they have in Green Bay is so special. With him and that offensive core of Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and even that defense balled out. They balled out in that game. They were pressuring Jimmy G all night. You're getting Rashawn Gary. He had 2 sacks. He had 3 tackles for loss. All these QB hits. The defense was incredible, and you just want to hope that the Packers can retain as many of those guys as they can. I know it's going to be some issues with the salary cap because they're way over the cap, but get them guys to restructure their contracts if they want to be there. They'll come back, and I really hope they will and get a chance to run it back in because I don't want to rebuild. No offense to Jordan Love, but he's not my cup of tea. I haven't seen too much in him, and I really think that Rodgers is the best chance they have because how many quarterbacks are there in the NFL that you can realistically win a Super Bowl with? There's probably only 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You're not getting these.
The Packers need to bend over backwards to retain him. I hope it happens. I do. I still think there's a chance, but we'll see. Go ahead, Glass.
To further Greg's point, like 2 quarterbacks out of how long, you and Rodgers and Favre, like you've had
And
so
we've
many.
only got, I know,
but you just haven't had that. It's like fuck.
but
Like,
there's
we
been
don't
the
want to
likes of
rebuild,
the
though.
Tom
No.
Brady's and stuff that has put a damper in a lot of teams' chances of winning over the years. I mean, look at the stat. It came out today that this will be the first time right here since 2009, boys. And this is
I was
an
going to play
amazing
this earlier,
stat
Nick. Sorry.
that Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers will not play in the conference championship games. That's a long time, boys. Like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
So, listen, it bodes, that stat bodes a lot better for Tom Brady than it does Aaron Rodgers. Our boy Aaron Rodgers is awesome, bro, but he just can't seem to make that happen. The big goal at the end.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it seemed like last game, like in other playoff games, he just kind of plays hero ball. He just kind of does his own thing, and just kind of goes off script. Which, I mean, a lot of Packers fans were fed up with that. A lot of Packers fans that we're talking to, they kind of wanted to see him gone. They kind of want to turn a new leaf.
Who do they?
It's so funny.
But what do they see when they say they want him gone? Nick, what do they want to like? Do they want a quarterback for quarterback trade? Like, what do they expect is going to happen if Love just takes over the reins all of a sudden? Have they thought about that?
It does seem like they kind of want to see what Love can do because obviously he hasn't been
Seen too much
lighting
playing
on fire
time,
at
of
all.
course.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he's still young. He's only started one NFL game, and it seems like a lot of fans I spoke to, especially Sunday, because just after, like, before the game, everyone was loving Rodgers, but afterwards, the vibe in Green Bay was pretty somber, and you got guys that they were kind of sick of Rodgers, and they wanted the Packers to package him away, maybe get a couple first round picks for him, and kind of keep some of those other defense pieces, especially on the defense, because the defense has been phenomenal. But
for sure.
I'm always 12 is my guy. He's been there since I was a Packers fan. I mean, we went from Favre to Rodgers, and it's been like I can't imagine having a rebuild year or a down year. It just doesn't compute to me. So I really hope that they can figure out something to make it work. And with Rodgers, who knows? Like, it seems like his relationship with the front office has gotten better over this season. So I don't know. It's just going to be this offseason.
It would be nice to see him ride out his entire career as a Green Bay Packer and maybe have one,
for sure,
2 more shots. I mean, he gets us there every year, so who knows, right?
Mm-hmm. And
let Love develop that next couple of years, and we'll see what happens. Money talks, dude. We got to move on because we had 3 other amazing games. Starting with Cincinnati, how good did Burrows look over the weekend? Like he was out there to win, and he's playing like a man on fire, isn't he?
He was wheeling and dealing. He didn't have a touchdown pass, but he threw for 350 yards. He just tore up that
348 yards, 28 for 37. Yeah. He looked real good, man. Like, he looked Mahomes good almost out there, but he's not Mahomes. And what I found funny about, and God bless Cincinnati, good on them too. That's their first ever road win in their entire history. So good on them. But Joe Burrow's like, oh, I'm kind of getting pissed off about this. We're the underdog fucking people. Well, dude, you haven't been there in 30 years, and you just won your second game in history, or in 30 years, your first in history on the road. You're going to be the underdog guy. You're going to have that tag. So sorry.
Of course.
And sorry, before I let you talk, lest he thinks he's going to march into Kansas City and own the fucking Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's not happening, bro.
I mean, it really seems grim. I mean, you saw that Chiefs. We'll talk about the Chiefs, I'm sure, but like they seemed unstoppable. But Joe Burrow being that LSU quarterback when I was there, like he is my guy. He is a dog, and as much as he's saying he doesn't like this underdog narrative, I just know he is feeding off of it, and that is what's firing him up and what's firing that team up, because these guys went from having the first overall pick 2 seasons ago to making an AFC Championship game. It's probably the best 2-year turnaround we've ever seen in the NFL.
100%.
And it's largely because of Joe Burrow, and he's lighting it up. He's such a great player, and not only is he a great player, but he is a great player in must-win games. From his time at Louisiana State, he is 8-0 in must-win games from his time at LSU in that 2019 season to now. And I mean, sure, it seems like it's gonna be a tough matchup against the Chiefs. They're 6.5-point dogs, and I mean, they should be 6.5-point dogs because the Chiefs they lit the world on fire Sunday night against the Bills. However, go back to week 17 of this season, and you have the Bengals beating the Chiefs in Cincinnati on a game-winning field goal from Money Mac, Evan McPherson. And I mean, even then, the Chiefs were super good. They were going for their 10th win in a row in the regular season. And I mean, I think it's still going to be a close game we're getting next weekend, just because Joe Burrow is just going to keep that team close. He'll do what it takes.
I can't disagree. And, so many people wrote the Bills off and not giving them a chance this weekend. And look what happened. Look how close it was. The only reason Kansas City won that game, and we're going to get into this in a little bit when we get to that game, but I want to keep on track and in order. But the only reason the Kansas City Chiefs won that game is because they won the coin toss. And it's sad how that went down. And that's a topic we're going to get into. But good on Burrows. It was an amazing game. His receivers looked real good too. And listen, hopefully they can ride this wave. And if there's one guy that's got a chance too, besides Josh Allen, who played just the most insane game last night, I think Mr. Burrows could maybe pull it off too. Who knows, right? That's why they play the games. Look at, I went 1 for 4 over the weekend, and I was sure as shit that I would get at least 3 of 4. So who fucking knows? That's why they play the games, right, Nick?
Any given Sunday, that's what they say. Anything can happen. I mean, you saw that 3 or 4 of those games, they were decided on a kick, on a field goal. I know. To end the game.
Stunning.
Those first 3 games.
And the only reason the last game didn't was because Buffalo didn't even get a chance to get the ball in overtime. But every game was 3 points, and that was just absolutely. Do you remember a better 4 games in your entire life in one weekend, Nick, or Glassy for that matter? Either one of you?
For me,
never,
right? No chance. I mean,
there's no chance.
It was.
No, you can go back to the 70s, but nothing now. No, that was probably one of the better weekend matchups of 8 teams that you could.
So let's go through the Buccaneers Rams game real first. The Buccaneers and Tom Brady looked like they didn't even want to be there at their home stadium in Tampa. You'd think they'd be fired up. He had nothing in the first 2 quarters. Like they were lucky to walk away with the score that it was, and it didn't look good, but. Typical Tom Brady fashion. Look what happens. Pick away a little bit in the third. Their defense starts finally playing some football, and then cue Tom Brady for the fourth quarter magic. And by fucking golly gee, didn't he do it again? Like he did. Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not lose that game because of Tom Brady. That's a fact.
No,
that motherfucker did it again. Fascinating stuff. The only thing that happened and went wrong was that the Buccaneers defense absolutely let him down in the final seconds of the game, which turned out to be not the only time it would happen as we watch the next games in the weekend, right, boys? It was fascinating. I mean, Tom didn't play his best game. Stafford had a pretty good game, 28 for 38, which isn't too bad.
And I got a lot of heat on Twitter for this. I've always been the firm believer of you never count last year's champion out. Brady's been proven over the last 17 years. 100%. Never count.
Well, it's not only that you can't count them out that they won last year. You just can't count Tom Brady out ever.
No, you can't count Tom Brady out. He's the only thing I would probably go out on a limb saying, and I've gotten a lot of heat off of this as well, is that had Antonio Brown not walked off the field, they'd probably won that game. Hands down.
I'm not buying that. Are you, Nick?
I mean that receiving core.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown as well, but Chris Godwin as well. Those 2 guys between AB, Godwin, and Mike Evans. That's a 3-headed dragon at wide receiver, and between them, Leonard Fournette, like they have weapons. However, you saw Antonio Brown; he was not part of the team after Week 17. Chris Godwin was out with a knee injury that he suffered against the Saints, which was a pretty dirty hit, in my opinion. But and then as well, like the Bucs were missing Tristan Wirfs, one of their starting offensive tackles, and their center was banged up as well. So it was tough for the Bucs because that Rams defense. I mean, Aaron Donald, he was pressuring Tom Brady left and right. It's a super tough matchup. I mean, the Rams they're not an easy opponent for anybody, and that's why the Buccaneers started off slow because they just couldn't get a rhythm going. Tom was facing pressure, but as we all know, like you can never count out Tom Brady. That's just what he does is come back and get himself into.
Wasn't it fascinating to watch though? Like when he scored. I mean, listen, I didn't see LA marching down the field and winning in that kind of fashion. Once Tom scored, that was it for me. I thought, holy fuck, he's gonna do it again. They're gonna win in overtime, and typical Tom, not a big deal. Off he goes, him and Gronk. Don't off to the next one. Gronk played a great game. He missed a couple of catches that he should have had, I think, but man, was he ever double, triple teamed at all times? Though, wasn't he?
Yep.
He really was.
Gronk's his guy, right? I mean, especially with those receivers that Bucs didn't have down the stretch. Like you saw Brady targeting Gronk like consistently. Yeah. He became his go-to guy, and that's the thing with Tom Brady is that once you're in his circle, in his trust tree, like he's going to be relying on you. You see that with Gronk dating back to the Patriots, and you even saw with Leonard Fournette these past 2 seasons. Like he's got his guys.
I love Leonard Fournette. I love that guy.
Great player.
He can just powerhouse his way through things, man. Like just
it's funny. So cool. Listen, everybody's coming at me in the comments, and they're like, "Thank God they didn't listen." And I told everybody, I'm like, whatever I tell you, and I preface this, and I said, whatever I bet opposite if you want to win money, and if you listen to me. And actually listen to me, you would have won a shit ton of money this weekend because I went 1 for 4. The only game I got right was Cincinnati. All the other 3 teams, which are kind of my deal. Like I born and raised love Green Bay. Buffalo I grew up down the street from them, 45 minutes. So they were kind of like an automatic team to like, and they weren't hard to like. Jim Kelly, 4 Super Bowl appearances, lived down the street, not a big deal. And then, I'm a Tom Brady fan. And some people go, oh, fucking Luther. Like, I just love watching Tom Brady and his excellence in sports. And I will go down in history with this as a proud Canadian and say, I'm fucking thrilled to be able to call myself a sports fan and be able to watch the madness and history that Tom Brady has thrown down whilst I've been an NFL fan. I think it's fascinating. I really do. So, 100%. And all 3 of those fucking teams lost. So, here's my picks. Well, no, before I get to the picks and yours too, Nick, for the weekend, we got to talk about the creme de la creme game of the weekend. I mean, my God, you were in Milwaukee yesterday for these games. And why don't we roll before we get to the game? You were at this amazing sports bar and the chicken sandwich, which you are
this looks amazing,
mister.
It's the only reason I stored it.
This is your review of this and the sports bar. Roll it, Glassy.
Oh, my God.
All right, guys. Another chicken sandwich review. We're here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Went to the Packers game last night. We all know how that ended up. Still a great time. Green Bay is amazing. Here in Milwaukee, watching the game here. Look at this screen, man. Look at
the score.
Unreal.
Look at the size of that TV.
We're at the Mecca in Milwaukee, which the name explains itself. This is the Mecca of sports. Look at this. Unreal. Watching Chiefs-Bills. Great game. Better than last night's game, of course. But here for the chicken sandwich review, trying the Mecca fried chicken sandwich here. One bite, I'll give it a review. First off, I gotta take off the tomatoes. I don't do tomatoes.
Same, thank you.
You know me, you know I can't stand tomatoes.
100%.
So I'm gonna have to take that off.
Get them out of here.
Won't let it impact the score.
Everyone's like, oh,
I just
finger
won't
in the
do
ball.
tomatoes.
Tomato doesn't belong on a chicken
You
sandwich.
put a gun to my head, I'm still not eating tomatoes. But yeah, do one bite review. Got a great game here. And yeah, check it out. We're at the Mecca in Milwaukee.
Yes, guy. Look how thick that is. That's nice.
Very good. Big piece of chicken.
Damn right.
Dripping some juice on me. I don't know where the juice is from, but very, very good. It's got like some mayo on it, nothing crazy, but the chicken itself is very, very good. I like the sandwich. Got some nice cold ones to have with it, so get us about a 7-7. 7-7, that's a review of the Mecca, Milwaukee. And look at this. Can't beat this right here.
Oh, boy.
Nice. But before we move on, that was a pretty decent looking chicken sandwich. Who's winning so far? The best chicken sandwich you've ever had? What's the highest score?
Ooh.
So I think at least of the reviews I put on my Twitter since I've started doing.
And there's quite a few, right, Nick?
I believe I'm up to 7 or 8 of them by now. I've done a few in the States now. I'm trying to hit all the spots in Canada, at least all the chain restaurants and the fast food joints. Just getting those off the list, just because. I mean, if anyone's going to want to know any sandwich reviews, it's those ones, because you can kind of get those anywhere. But
Yeah.
the high score I've given so far is Chick-fil-A with an 8. I believe it was an 8-7. Just because Chick-fil-A, it's the staple of the chicken sandwich game. Like it's the OG. They've been doing it since forever. So that's
Yeah.
the top one. However, I have not done a review yet for Popeyes, and Popeyes, like, I would like to have Popeyes hand in marriage. I just love Popeyes, and I know that once I eventually review that, it will be my number one. Not sure what the score is going to be yet, but yeah, no, Popeyes has a special place in my heart, and that's kind of where I got my my love for chicken sandwiches. and
Mister,
getting
you
these
need to
reviews
go
done.
to California and have, I think it's called Mr. Dave's Chicken. And it's going to change your life forever and ever, because it changed mine. It's changed my son, Ty, who's, how old are you, Nick? I was making fun of this earlier. You're not an old fella, are you? You're handsome, young little bastard.
I'm 22, so
22,
yeah.
that's it, bro? My son is older than you. I thought you were older than my son even. That's hilarious.
I mean, all these chicken sandwiches and fast foods probably aged me a little bit, but no, I
Stop
mean,
it.
I thankfully I have a little bit of metabolism left to burn it off, but I'm just, yeah, I just love chicken sandwiches and trying crazy food out and whatever I can. So yeah, these chicken sandwich reviews have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love
They've
them.
been fun getting to try them everywhere. And it gives me a good excuse to just eat some good fried food. Let's be real, that's why I'm doing it.
For
But
sure,
yeah,
bud.
it's
Why
been a lot of
not?
fun. Hopefully the people are enjoying them, and yeah, no, it's been great.
Okay, so the last game, you have this delicious chicken sandwich. It's the Bills. It's Kansas City Chiefs. It's Mahomes. It's Josh Allen. It was the mega game of the entire weekend. And let's be honest, it had quite the hype to live up to because of the 3 other games that shook down before this one. And by golly, didn't it live up to be the best one? I think it was the best, greatest NFL football game I've ever seen in history. Am I wrong?
I mean, recency bias aside, I can't disagree with that.
Dude, there
That
was
game was
3
incredible, top to
touchdowns within
bottom.
the last under 2 minutes of the game that were the most exhilarating fucking minutes of football I have ever seen. And then it all comes crashing down in the shittiest, worst fashion in football history, too, quite frankly. Now, I know this has happened to Kansas City. Well, I think it was 2-3 years ago against New England. Or no, yeah, it was still New England. Brady was playing for New England. They marched down the field, scored a touchdown. Kansas City doesn't get a chance to rebut. And then it finally happens to them, and they marched out. You knew it was happening. Whoever won that coin toss yesterday, because both defenses were exhausted. Both were depleted with injuries. It literally came down to that coin toss, didn't it, Nick?
I mean, I've seen people making comments that, I mean, the Bills lost game in a bunch of other ways. There was the kick when they kicked it away to the Chiefs with 13 seconds left. They kicked it to the back of the end zone. They could have kicked it,
agree.
taken some time off the clock. I think that might have sealed the game right there for Buffalo. And also, like, I know that it sucks when you get touched the ball, but like, you got to play defense, right? Like, you got to get that stop. However, I'm firmly in the camp of, like, you got to fix those overtime rules, because like
100%.
you can't end the game that
It's
way.
just not fair. It's not fair. You play the entire 18-game season. You go through
one possession.
The madness of the playoffs, dude. You're in one of the most exhilarating games of the year, and it literally came down to a coin flip, because we knew if Buffalo won that coin toss, dude, we'd be having the same conversation on the flip side, still calling it a shitty rule, because I think fucking Josh Allen would have marched down the field and scored a touchdown too, with the tear they were on, and Kansas City's defense was tired too. So that's just a horrible, horrible way to lose a playoff game. Regular season game, I don't care, but to lose the fact to go to the divisional championship game because of that, and you don't even get a chance to rebut, that's not fair, dude. It's not fair.
No, it's really not. And I mean, that's the thing, is that even if Buffalo got it, I would expect the same result. It was a shootout. They had 25 points in those last 2 minutes of regulation. Like, it was just
unbelievable.
I mean, it was bananas, just offense left and right, and that's what made it such a great game, such a great ending. But I mean, it's too bad it came on such a sour note, and hopefully it'll cause the NFL to reconsider this overtime
I think it
format?
will, because that game it had to be one of the most watched games. It was the most fantastic game. If you didn't watch it, you certainly watched the highlights. You certainly know about it.
The stats alone were insane. Mahomes 447 yards, 4 touchdowns. Josh Allen 397 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, it was crazy. Like,
yeah, they were, and both quarterbacks led their team in rushing yards.
Allen
too.
should have had a chance to rebut, and at least if you don't get the touchdown, fine, whatever, right? Then you carry on. But at least they didn't even get a chance. And
yeah,
I'm
both
fully in with
quarterbacks
that.
played amazing. Both teams played amazing. I think both teams' defenses. I think that was one of the worst games we've seen of Buffalo's defense this season. They weren't firing on all cylinders. I don't know if that chalks up to injuries and stuff. I'm not a big injury guy, but what I saw was Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills offense run the most amazing madness I've ever seen. And Patrick Mahomes answered right back. It was boom, 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 boom. Anyways, I still think it's the shittiest way to end such an amazing game. But oh well, we move on. And we'll see. What's your prediction? Kansas City or Cincinnati, my brother?
So, I mean, my heart says Cincinnati because I would love to see Joe Burrow get to the Super Bowl. However, I mean, let's be realistic. Like, if you watch that game last night, like, no one's stopping that Chiefs offense. Like, I know the Bills defense, like, they were giving up these big chunk plays, but I mean, that Chiefs offense was like, they were in their final form. Like, Mahomes was incredible. He was doing everything with his arm and his legs too. He's finding Tyreek Hill, who's faster than anybody on earth, in my opinion. The way he looked, he's running there. He's throwing up the deuces to the guys that are 2 yards ahead of him. No one could catch him. Yeah, Travis Kelce's making these huge plays. Like, he's bringing it down every ball thrown to him. And I mean, that Chiefs team is just a wagon. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to go against the Chiefs. And at this point, they're my favorite to win it all because they are just like, this is Pat Mahomes just at his peak. This is the Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs that we have come to know and expect over these last few seasons. And I really think that it's the Chiefs. It's their Super Bowl to lose at this point.
I 100% agree. So you got the Chiefs over Cincinnati, LA Rams, 49ers. I don't think this one's going to be as good a game as everybody thinks. I am kind of expecting a blowout here, and I don't think it's looking good for the
LA?
49ers. Am I wrong in this?
So what's funny is that I'm not a betting man. However, I am a betting man, and the two times that these teams have played each other throughout the season, the Rams have been favorites at between 3.5 to 4.5 points for both of these games. Because I mean, you look at this Rams team on paper, they are just like, they got so many star players, and the Niners, like, they just don't have a lot of flashy guys. Like, they're, especially Jimmy G at quarterback. Like, Stafford has that quarterback advantage all day. However, the Niners won both of their games against them this season, including a game in Week 18 where the Niners had to win that to get into the playoffs. And they started this game down 17-0. They were down 17-0 to the Rams. Week 18, you had Rams coach Sean McVay celebrating touchdowns on the field with their team, and you thought the Rams were done, you thought the Niners were done. However, Niners down 17-0, stick to their game plan, ran the ball down the Rams' throats, and they came back to win the game in epic fashion. And you know, like, as much as you think the Rams are better, the Niners just have their number. Kyle Shanahan, the coach of the Niners, has beaten the Rams and coach Sean McVay, which Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, they were coaches together on the Washington football team staff about 6 years ago. And Shanahan is 4-0, at least 4-0 in his last 4 games against the Rams and McVay. And so somehow the Niners just have their number. It's a tough matchup. You saw it with the Packers too. Like, they're just a team that will run the ball down your throat. As long as Jimmy G doesn't make too many boneheaded plays, like, they're a tough team. So I think it will be a good game. But I don't know. I think that they're kind of just.
Well, what do I know? I went 1 for 4 when I thought I was sweeping the entire weekend and I was going to make everybody money.
I'm going to hop on the Fade Bondzee train as well, as a lot of your replies are saying. I'm getting on the Fade Bondzee train.
If there was 2 things I wanted out of this last weekend, I wanted either Green Bay, Buffalo Super Bowl, or I wanted a Buffalo Tampa Bay Super Bowl. Because or Buffalo to beat Tampa Bay, simply because of Buffalo beat Belichick. We finally did it, and then it would have been amazing to beat Tom Brady, wouldn't it? Like it just would have capped off that magical season for Buffalo. And I am not the only one, Mister, who thought that was going to shake down. Out of either one of those scenarios, be it Green Bay or Tampa Bay. And it's too bad that is not going to happen. But it is what it is. I think you're not wrong. I'm calling Kansas City over Cincinnati this weekend. I'm calling LA Rams over 49ers this weekend. And I'm calling Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl champions.
I mean, now that you're saying that, I'm liking the Bengals odds a little bit more. But no, it's gonna be a great matchup. I mean, it's gonna be hard to compare to this past weekend. It's gonna be tough act to follow. These past 4 games have been incredible, and just a great NFL slate that we had, and it's gonna be a fun weekend coming up. So I'll be tuning in. Won't be tuning in with as much intrigue as I had this past weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
But
we'll still be watching. Listen, man, I can't thank you enough, but not only for joining me for all this football talk, and the games were absolutely amazing and helping me break it down and talk about it. But dude, walking not only me, but the rest of the Lambeau Field fucking noobs, we haven't even got to penetrate Lambeau Field with the 2-finger cul-de-sac. You got to do that this weekend, mister, and God bless you. I'm so glad it was everything that you wanted it to be. From me listening to you and your stories and seeing the pictures and videos, it was everything I could only imagine and more. And I can't wait to get there one day. So thanks for sharing that with us on Tripping with Bondzee tonight on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network.
Follow the beans. Don't ever listen to Bondzee. Beans in 2 weeks.
Fuck him and his fucking beans, dude. Don't even.
100%.
Well, Beans might have better picks than you do, Bondzee, though. Let's be real.
That's the sad part.
I do want to say, Bondzee, you got to go to Green Bay, because if there's anyone that will fit in with those Green Bay fans, it's you, because these people just had a great time. They were the nicest people I've probably ever met. These people were so welcoming, so hospitable. They just went above and beyond for us. Just knowing that we were diehard Packers fans coming in from Canada, they were super nice to us, and just the whole experience was such a big bucket list item. Like, being Packers fans, like, there's nothing that beats a primetime game in Lambeau, in the playoffs, in the snow. It was just everything I could have wanted. I mean,
it was magical, great, really. It was like it was your 22-year-old Walt Disney first experience, bro. You got it all. Like,
sure.
It was like you being a kid getting to go into being the kid chosen to get to go into the castle with Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? Good for you.
You're right. I mean, and instead of the castle, it was Lambeau, and the frozen tundra was just everything I could have wanted and more. It was just, I'm still buzzing from the weekend, and I'm not even letting the sorrow of losing deter how great of a time that was, because that experience was unreal. And as a fellow Packers fan, Bondzee, you got to get out there sometime and just enjoy the cheeseheads, get some Wisconsin fried curds, and just have a great time. And speaking of that picture, I got a little surprise for you. I got the cheesehead right here.
Yes, my
You will not believe how difficult it was to bring this on the plane ride home. This isn't fitting in many carry-on bags. Like, so it was a bit of a nightmare bringing this back, having 2 connecting flights, but it's so worth it, because I mean, it's not the most compact souvenir, but I mean, it encapsulates everything you embody as a Packers fan. So
but you got it, and it's yours now forever. That's a memory of a lifetime, mister. God bless you, Nick Reid. We look forward to I thank you for your football talk tonight and sharing your experience at Lambeau Field. We look forward, God willing, or whatever you believe in up there, but let's get the baseball season back on track. We need Nick Reid and all your expertise of the Jays and the rest of Major League Baseball on the Dean Blundell Network. So God bless you. Thanks so much for being a guest tonight, dude. That was fucking so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
For sure, Bondzee. Thanks so much for having me. And I love talking ball with you. And I told that baseball figures it out, because now with the Packers done, like, it's gonna be a quiet couple months. So let's figure this out, and I want to see those Jays on the field sometime soon.
You bet, folks. His Twitter handle is up there on the screen. Go follow him. He's the shit. You're a good dude. Listen, all the best at university. You're going to be a lawyer, eh, mister? So it's nice to always have lawyer friends in your back pocket, and I consider you a good friend. You're the shit, my friend. So go get it.
It comes in handy, and if there's anyone that needs to bail you out, you always got my number. So
attaboy. Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you all the best, and I look forward to catching up with you one of these days. And I'm working on getting you down to Nicaragua to come visit me. That'll be a fun time. And They love their baseball down there, mister. And look at where
they sure
you'll
do.
be. That's going to be your view. So that's not too bad of a view, pal.
I mean, going from the frozen tundra to that sounds just like a dream. So yeah, no, it looks unreal down there. A little
Let's
warmer
make
than we
it
got up
happen.
here, that's for sure.
You bet. And there's some pretty good chicken sandwiches there. You can do a review on as well, my friend. So thanks for joining us, Nick. Hope you all enjoyed it. That's Nick Reid, everybody. Take care, pal.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Man, oh man, I love that guy. He's just warm and fuzzy. I don't know. He's like my little son. Yeah, guy loves the Green Bay Packers like I do, like wholeheartedly. He loves the Toronto Blue Jays like I do. He's just a good dude, a wicked sports fan. He's very well spoken, and I really love him. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, listen, Glassy, let's get into it. Let's wrap this up. It's an hour and 5 minutes. Let's roll through some pictures and videos real quick. I know you did a great job today putting some shit together and all of that as well, because I had a very busy day, and you are a great producer, and I just have to throw that in.
Thanks. I need money. I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Yeah, well, okay, fuck. Don't we all?
Here's Stephon Diggs, man, and the only thing he could stop was the Chiefs fan.
Oh,
yeah. And carted off the field.
He did take Buddy out pretty good there. Hey, good on him, because God knows where Buddy was trucking it pretty good. Like, where was he going? And when you're knocked down, maybe as a professional player from an unsuspecting thing from behind, that could cause some serious injury. So, good on Diggs. And if he did one thing right last night, it was that, I guess.
He beat out the fan, yes. This is really cool. This was at the end of the game. All the Chiefs were celebrating. Patrick Mahomes was in there, and then all of a sudden he needed to take off. This was cool. Doesn't care. Got to go find Josh Allen.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pure class.
Actually, it's the first time I'm seeing this. That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, those two really did put on one of the most magical football games last night as quarterbacks that we will probably, at least up to my point, I'm sure, hopefully there'll be more like that, but that 100%. Was one of the most magical games I've ever seen, bro? Like,
no, it was amazing. I think it was like 25 points in the last 2 minutes of the game, like back and forth.
Like one of the most.
It's
crazy.
Too bad that Josh Allen didn't get the ball, because again, like I said before, like it would have been like, let them go, just turn them loose.
Did you even think though, as Buffalo Bills fans, when we scored with 13 seconds left, I hugged my buddy where I'm staying right now, and Frank is the biggest Buffalo Bills fan I know on this planet. Okay. And we hugged. He was crying, dude. I'm not even lying. I should have taken video. He was crying because he thought we won. He thought we'd won. There was 13 seconds to go. Yet, don't count Mr. Mahomes out, because he only needed 10 of those 13 seconds to destroy every Buffalo Bills fan of moving on to the divisional final, didn't he? Fuck.
It's funny in relation you talk about, what did you say, Uncle Bill, your buddy Bill?
Frank.
I found a video that actually probably would give the mood off that he was in. This is early on, so he's pre-gaming it. Now he's about second quarter.
Looks like a typical Bills fan. Getting pretty fired up. They're liking the White Claws there, I see.
Fourth quarter.
Now, is he drinking White Claws or is he drinking beer? Oh, he does have a bottle of booze in his hand.
I think he's got beer. See, now we're happy. And
wait, he's got the Tito's going. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
He's
not going to work tomorrow,
Good for him.
Here's the end of the game.
This is not going to end well, is it, Classy?
Yeah, he's good.
Poor guy. Dude, I know. Like, listen, I felt it.
So
I felt it Saturday night with Aaron Rodgers melt. Like, Aaron Rodgers didn't really have a meltdown, but Aaron Rodgers was not Aaron Rodgers, and the Green Bay Packers were not the Green Bay Packers. Okay, we lose the final play of the game. Then to watch okay, Tom, I'm not the biggest Tom in the fan in the world, but to watch the Buffalo Bills lose in that fashion with 13 seconds left,
I was okay
knowing
with
the
it.
shit that they've been through, they were so good. Listen, Josh Allen coming down the field and scoring that touchdown with less than a
100%.
minute to go was next level. I was like, oh my God, he's every lady in Buffalo is going to blow him. He's going to get the keys to the city. He's the next mayor. And then all of a sudden, Buddy's like, Mahomes is like, fuck, 13 seconds, hold my beer, bud.
That's a lot.
I only need 10. I only need 10. It was the most maddening thing I've ever seen in my life. And for the record, if I may, I did not have the best betting weekend. 1 for 4,
I know,
by the way.
You texted me throughout it.
But
I did. 4. I'm like, I'm slow clapping in the background.
I called heads
when
the coin toss. I said heads, and fucking Josh Allen should have called heads, and he called tails, and that cost him.
No, 100%.
A coin toss cost them.
Let's go back to my picks.
No.
Let's never count out KC. Never count out KC yet. Until the Bengals beat them, sure, fine. Then get on the Bengals train because I believe that they could actually make a run if they can go past Mahomes. San Francisco, LA Rams. San Francisco's going to take this, put the money down, and hold on. In 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, we will have beans blown up in a microwave to predict the Super Bowl winner. Yes. Folks, me all
he
my
works
socials.
for free. I can't yell at him anymore for bringing up his bean shit. I'm sorry. Wade went 3 for 4. Good for you, Wade. Thanks for listening to the opposite of what Bondzee said. I think 3 for 4 is a pretty ballsy call with the way, like, all the motherfuckers that went 3 for 4 are like, yeah, I knew it. I called it so right. Yeah, you bastards got super lucky because every single game could have went the other way. It was that close in every game. So stop it.
Titans were going to lose to the Bengals.
You had the only ones that were losing this entire weekend. The rest of them, I guess, maybe it was up in the air.
Green Bay, I called it last week. I said San Francisco will beat Green Bay.
Suck it.
You said the only one I got wrong was Brady going against the Rams. I called every other game. 100%. Go back.
All right, what do you got for videos? I'm done with football. That's enough.
Back up the tape. Okay,
we already
let's
called
go down
and did our predictions. Fuck your beans. It's coming up. We'll talk about that on Friday.
2 weeks. Circle K963.ca. All the audio's there. Anyways, on the past weekend, it was a couple weeks ago before Christmas, the Hershey Bears did a teddy bear toss. The world record for teddy bears being thrown on the ice after the goal is scored.
This was an absolute
52,000.
Careful what you wish for, I guess, right?
What do you think, Zach? We got about 30% ice coverage, I think.
Holy
If you're listening on the Bears Radio Network, obviously if you're
52,000.
that's happening, but if you're listening in, the players are helping out with their sticks.
Can you explain to me where these 52,000 fucking Bears go?
The circles,
from,
it's really
to local food banks, families in need, Salvation Army, donated through all the charities.
Do you know how many fleas and fucking sketchy diseases and shit are on those teddy bears, by the way?
Hope not. Thanks a lot for poking that out. We're just going to huck this old bear out there. That's cool.
Well, I'm going to this game today. The ticket cost me $5. I'm going to take 18 teddy bears that I've been collecting. Well, at least it wasn't all 73 teddy bears from loser Prince Andrew last week. God, God forbid he should give up one of his teddy bears from his weird collection.
Valid point. Switching subjects. How about this way to plug in your iPhone?
Fuck! How many takes did that take? It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Too much fucking time on your hands. If you ask me, go get a job. Bribes. Just saying. Get a fucking job, bud. If you have that much time to sit there and raw phone onto a goddamn charger, you need, I don't care if you have one job, then you need 2 or 3 because fuck off.
Gwen's laughing. Come on.
Yeah, well, it's funny, but seriously, she's laughing at me because I'm saying, go get a fucking job. Because he's millennial and these fucking cunts, they're not getting jobs. They're lazy. Like, that's enough. And Wade is never mind. I'm not going with Wade's comment. I'm leaving it alone.
This is a military vet surprising his parents who are having sex in the bedroom.
Yeah, well, serves you right, you bastard. He caught his parents having sex when he was in his 20s. That's amazing. Hope she wasn't balls deep. Or imagine if Dad was right in her bum right when Buddy busted in the door.
Always got to take the left, Bonds. Always got to take the left.
No, I mean, come on. Could you imagine? Holy.
100%.
What else you got for us, Bud? That was funny. Good for you.
We have Tucker laying in bed.
I wonder where my Winston is. Where's my Winston?
This is cute.
Winston. Where's my Winston?
I wonder where he is.
Where'd he go? Where's my Winston?
Milo does that too.
But that wouldn't be Tucker because Tucker, there's no way he'd stay under the blanket for that long. He wouldn't.
Oh, this is totally Milo. Totally
Really,
Milo. Oh,
they don't mind
100%.
breathing under the blanket?
No, he's probably doing. Milo, come here. He's right here.
No, who cares?
You see him? Barely. His eyes are in there.
Oh, you're frozen.
Am I frozen? Oh,
you are. Yeah, at least on
not
my end. Anyways, let's round out the show. Is that it for videos, bro?
We got two more. How about
two
the
more.
Pillow PFC, the Pillow Fighting Championships? Oh yeah, 100%.
That didn't look like a bad time. I think we could spruce that up a little more, though. If I was the producer of that show or the director, would have been way better. Just saying.
Yeah,
not to be a creepy fuck. Okay, one more. What do you got? What else you got to round out?
Let's do one more. I got a cute video to end it, and everybody can see that after you do all the sponsors and everything like that. This is when you get tired of calling Walmart for like the 500,000th time and nobody answers, and finally somebody gets fed up with the phone ringing.
No, I don't work here, but the phone's ringing and ringing, and I know it feels to be on that other end, and nobody.
That would be sorry.
But I will.
What's that? Oh, do you need to speak to the manager?
Somebody to help me, actually. If you need help, I'm looking for a bell to ring over here.
That's my mum. That would be me, mum.
You want to hang up and try back?
Now watch this.
All right. You're welcome. Have a good night. Bye.
Now watch this. Hello, Walmart.
Good God bless her, though. Look at her go.
100%.
Right? Sarge wouldn't have been that nice on the second one. She'd be like, bloody hell, I'm trying my best. I'll get the goddamn manager in a second.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right.
What do you got here? What's this?
Well, that's my son's new clothing line. Well, it's not so new, but it's sort of new. It's called Don't Trip You're Fine. That's me. That's me close up. Don't Trip You're Fine. You can see it there on the hoodie. Each and every hoodie is hand tie-dyed by my son, 19 years old. Brad Bond started his own clothing line. And then there's the toque. You can get it in black or white. It's fantastic shit. The quality is amazing. It's so comfortable. Tucker's the best, isn't he? God damn it, I'm going to miss him when I go to Nicaragua. Anyways, make sure you hit up, go to Instagram, Twitter, the Facebook or whatever it's called. Don't Trip You're Fine. And you can get yourself some sick swag. I'm rocking it tonight. And shameless little plug for my son's clothing line. Again, it's called Don't Trip You're Fine. That's it. That's all. 100%. It's Bondzee Live.
Before we go.
Oh, yeah, of course. Doe's cancer battle is cancer does not take any fucking breaks, unfortunately. This will not go away for Doe anytime soon, but that's why she's fighting a good fight, and God bless her.
She went to camp today for
She went
5
off to
weeks.
girls' camp today, yep.
Yep, for 5 weeks. You can go to GoFundMe and search the Paula Ways there. Much love to Doe and Wade as well.
I don't know what Wade's going to do with himself. I'm not. You know what the funniest thing in this, if you can find any humor in cancer, and we have to because it's what we do, and that's what the Paulaways would want as well. Doe's going to be fine through all of this. I'm fucking more worried about Wade. That guy is a mess. God bless him and all, but and I would be the same. So, and all jokes aside, Wade, I love you. It's the shittiest thing in the world. I don't even know how to kind of talk about it or make fun of it, but those in good hands with the doctors, with everybody. Wade is an amazing husband and guy, but I am more worried about Wade in the long run of this for sure.
Where is it?
God bless him.
GoFundMe right now. Search up Wade Dope all the way. You'll find
there
it.
It is, folks. If you can afford $5, $10, fuck your $5 Starbucks every day is what I call it. Just donate $5, $10, anything you can to that amazing family. It's going to be tough times, and the bills aren't cheap when you got to take so much time off work and go through the chemo, the radiation, and blast the shit out of this cancer. And she will win, and she will survive, and she'll be here a long time. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed the football this weekend. I hope you enjoyed the talk about it. Thanks for carrying the show, or at least setting up most of the show tonight, bud. I had a very busy day and weekend. You're the shit. I really thank you for that. Nick Reid was an amazing guest tonight. God bless him. Folks, make sure you check him out on the Dean Blundell Network. Check out all my boys on the Dean Blundell Network. They're killing it with all their blogs.
Yes.
I am not, unfortunately. I'm so busy with my work, and I feel bad that I can't keep up with their blogging prowess. But
I love you.
The boys, I can name them all. It's go check them all out. Ryan Lindley, Dean Blundell, James DeFiore, Chris, our resident rookie, our production guy, and all the boys. Am I missing anybody? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Anyways, Chris. You're missing
Chris Locke,
Jimmy,
James, Dean. No, they're all. Oh, and Ryan Lindley, of course. They're killing it. Go check it out. DeanBlundellNetwork.com. This is.
He showed me how to cut up Instagram videos today, so they don't look so horrible.
There you go. Hope everybody appreciated that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. It's Bondzee Live. It's Tripping with Bondzee. The show's brought to you by Positive Mike's Brewing. Thank you very much. If you are not in the Edmonton area, at least get the swag, because the swag is as good as the beer. And if you're in the Edmonton area, lucky enough, give Mike a reach around and you'll get some fine free beers. Maybe. I don't know. It's give him whatever. $5, $10, or reach around. He's available for all services rendered. Okay. They are the best. It's Positive Mike's Brewing. They are the sponsor on Bondzee Live, Tripping with Bondzee, and also Shakespeare's Fine Dining, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. They will be open again February 2nd for fine dining in-house. Leo, his sister Christina, and the rest of them will take the utmost care of you. The service will be impeccable. Until then, go to www.shakespeares.ca and order online Wednesday to Friday, 4 till 8 p.m., and then also grab some gift cards online. Guaranteed blowjobs if you order your wife or your girlfriend or both of them gift cards, because they will love you that much. And wifeys, if you buy your husband the gift cards, super mega cunnilingus with the 2-finger cul-de-sac. You cannot go wrong. Shakespeare's Fine Dining, Hamilton, Ontario. All the superstars go there. You should too. I'm going there because I'm flying out. I take over my rental in Nicaragua on the 7th of February. I think I'm flying out on the 4th or 3rd or 4th or 5th. But before I go, it's the 2nd or 3rd. We'll be going to Shakespeare's, and you should join me there. All right? That's it. That's all. It's Bondzee Live, Tripping with Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network. Lassie, great job. Hit me up on all the social media. We're so close to hitting some big numbers on all the social media, so make sure you go check it out. All right? That's it. That's all. It's Bondzee. I love you. See you Wednesday. Guest coming up, David Bastido, photographer from the Tragically Hip. We're still working on that. He's coming up soon. Gloria Sons are still going to be on the Bondzee Live show soon, but they're not touring right now. Everything's down with this fucking COVID bullshit. So we'll still have them coming up soon. And also the band that disappeared from Missouri. I don't know what happened. The boys had COVID. Maybe they're still sick. We won't forget about them either. So listen, stay tuned. Great guest coming up as always. It's Bondzee Live, Tripping with Bondzee. Peace out. Bye. Gotta go.